right? And then from there, it's gonna obtain information, right? Relevant to its future growth, if you will. I would say, I would suggest, aligning your consciousness with the rhythm of the earth, because everything around you is doing that.
Right.
Anyway, you know what I mean. So like, if it's hard for you, just look at what the leaves are doing.
Right.
They all falling off. Everything's going. It looks like it's good. It's going bare bones, but it's actually returning back in.
Right.
And it's gonna come back out. You know what I mean? In the following season.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. I think we go ahead, Ado.
Like I said earlier, the practice has to be done there. See, what we're discussing right now is trying to remember what happened there in that realm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Me personally, I think that's kind of irrelevant.
Okay.
Remembering it.
Okay.
The practice for it has to be done in that realm.
Okay.
But again, we're talking because we spend so much of our consciousness, or we think we do, in this realm.
Mm-hmm.
Those who understand us constantly attack us in the other realm, or the subconscious. Like I mentioned it before on the podcast. Marketing, promotion,
right.
commercials,
right.
is all an attack on us on that realm. So the practice, okay, let's take for instance, we're talking about the notes and writing the notes when we come out of the dream state. But do we have a notes for what happens here when we're in the dream state? Do we
before you go into the dream state?
Once we get there,
okay.
Do we recognize who we are and our experiences here?
Okay, got you.
When we're there.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
Because once we get that, then we're freed up of trying to remember, because we just travel effortlessly from both realms. That's what we're practicing to do.
Right.
But it's not easy.
Right.
It's just, you got to do the work.
Got to do the work.
Like you said.
Hashtag do the work.
You got to do the work. But some schools of thought, the West African schools of thought, deal with this a lot. That's why you saw the example that you saw in Black Panther. I had to think about the name of the movie. In Black Panther. That's why you saw that. Mm-hmm. And they took a lot of flack for that because they did an actual ritual on screen.
Right.
And it was a lot of Nigerians that didn't like it.
Right.
Because for what it truly is, you're giving up a big secret.
Right.
When it comes to them. So some of them were really, they felt disrespected.
Right.
You know. But again, to go back to that ritual that was done on screen, he was getting an intent in that realm for this one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the work had to be done there for him to finish the work here.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and then there's some that didn't even, you know, some weren't even conscious of the ritual. Mm-hmm. You know, and there were plants involved, like Malak said, paying attention to the earth and what's going on the earth. There was plants involved. He was actually buried in earth, if you think about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they put him in the ground. Yeah. So,
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Death.
The red earth, they call it.
Yeah.
But I think it happens the way it's supposed to happen until we connect those. And I mean, all of the exercises that we're talking about are expressing, practicing connecting those realms to be able to travel back and forth effortlessly.
Right.
You know, because then there's a point where you can enter that realm without even being asleep.
Right. Exactly. Right.
That's what they call daydreaming.
Dreaming.
But see, we're told that that's a loss of focus.
Right.
That everybody wants you here. Where they at. You know, you can be on the other side of the planet.
Right.
Just subatomically.
Right.
You know, you walking through the streets of Paris.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, I need you working this radiograph machine. You got to pay attention.
Right.
What he's mentioning, from what I understand, is out of body travel and remote viewing. Some call that,
right.
out of body travel, astral projection.
Right.
But I've done it.
Right.
I've gone to meditation, and I could I still am aware that I'm here, and I've seen images of places like other side of the world. Right. I think was it Guatemala or somewhere. I called you guys. I was like, yo, I just saw this place, and right. And it's interesting because in those moments, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like I'm talking to you, like I don't know where it was, and then it's like, look, it's like you think you're thinking. I don't know if it's given, but it feels like it's your thought. Mm-hmm. Go Google Guatemala. Right. And I looked it up, and I looked for patches of ground because I saw ground and land, and it was the same thing. What I looked up on Google, the images it gave me was very similar to the area. So I started looking at. I think when I spoke to you guys, I went back in. I said, I'm gonna try that again. And as soon as I sat down and closed my eyes, I was there again, and I saw women in certain types of clothes. Right, right. And when I looked it up, it was the same clothes that they had on in the images that I saw. Right, right. So you could do hashtag wonders. Do the work.
Do the work. Do the work. So it's a lot once you start to come into the dream state or understanding the dream state. You can, like you say, you can astral project yourself somewhere else. Especially when you start to get into that. Once you start doing the work, instead of just going on vacation, you can go on vacation right on the couch.
It's what we used to do.
You know what I'm saying?
We were kids.
Exactly. Be ye there as children.
We'd be 4 little boys. We'd be having we'd be in the middle of a war. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then immediately the next thing you know, we businessmen. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. With mud pies. And the whole time. Then we go in the house and we got an imaginary friend that nobody else can see. Right. Exactly. We got a name for them. We got a personality for them. Yeah. They do certain things, but then you taught, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You snap out of that. There ain't nobody there for real. It's like, wait a minute. So it's like I said, we get taught to stop dreaming on all levels. Right, right. Yeah. All levels. Yeah. They don't even want you to dream when you go to sleep. But they can't stop that. Right. Because everybody dreams. Right. You may not know you're dreaming, but everybody dreams. So what they do is they try to affect it. Right. Exactly. That's what I was talking about earlier. Exactly. Everybody don't have good intent. So, they want some information. Right. Fill out this application. Right. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Boom. Right. Oh, okay. I look on, I see his phone. He looking up this and he looking up that and he looking up this. Let me send them those commercials. Right. Yeah, because that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do, bro. And then they do it all the time. You riding around, like Malak said, you got off work and you like, man, I got a taste for a hardest cheeseburger. Because you haven't been concentrating and realized that they didn't flash the hardest cheeseburger on you like 40 times before you got home.
I got a taste for pizza today. Right.
Yeah. Taste for pizza. or now, when you get control of it and you know it, and you say, I'm going to eat me some pizza. Right. That's different. Right. And then you have a conversation on the control. Yeah, man, they've been hitting me all day. I hit the smell. Right. You controlling it. You're taking control of your own situation. But when you make effortless movements, I see it all the time. Yeah. And sometimes I'm a victim of it. And I realize it later. But if that's the doing the work part. Right. It's like, that smell good. Yeah. That's them attacking your sensory. And it's gonna be all 5. Yeah.
All 5 of them.
It's gonna be all 5. They're gonna bombard you with it.
Yeah.
And like I said, they notice, and then you get some individual people know this, and they unconsciously are those type of people.
Right.
That just they buck with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They do.
They'll attack your senses. You know, and
everything. It's happened to me. It happens all the time, really, to me, especially because I'm plant based, so I don't eat no meat. So I've had times, and I haven't eaten meat almost 3 years.
It's been 3 years already for you.
Yeah, been about 3 years.
Wow.
And I know something's going on when I got a taste for a burger. Like where did that come from? But I'm aware of it. I'm like, no, that ain't what I do. I don't know where that came. I know where it came from, but I don't dwell with that.
Where it come from?
Yo,
the phone.
Anything. TV. If you're looking at TV, phone, you might hear a commercial. Might be anything, and it laid down into your subconscious.
Yeah.
And it comes forth. You be like, why am I thinking about a hamburger?
Wait a minute.
I don't eat that. I know I don't eat that.
Right.
So yeah, those things happen. So like we say, always be aware, even in your dream state, in your your physical state. Be conscious, being conscious.
Be conscious of being conscious.
That's what you used to say all the time.
And I'm just gonna throw this out. As far as I didn't coin the term. I've seen it in, we watch Marvel movies, the comic books, whatever. I always say the dream state is the nexus of all reality. It's a nexus. It's where everything meets. All versions of yourself, all, your spiritual support team, the Christ consciousness, it all meets there.
Right.
Just depending on what level or state of consciousness and awareness you're at is what you tap into.
Right.
So when you go to that place, what's that? Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected.
In that dream place.
In your dreams.
In your dreams.
In your dreams. And trust yourself to do the work.
So for those who are wondering where he's pointing at, this brother right here got a new card deck, and I was shuffling in. We had like 3 jumpers, and the jumpers for today, right before we went live, was trust, dreams, and expect the unexpected.
Yeah, okay. So with that, I think we have touched on it. I mean, if we need to revisit it in another podcast, we will.
Everything builds on everything.
Everything, like you say, everything builds on everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully next time, stay tuned for the next podcast, y'all. We love y'all. Much blessings and love to y'all. We see y'all next time.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Thank you. Shalom, shalom.